guy called Jacques Mel, he came over to work with us, which was a wonderful blessing for us. And he says, I don't want to even deal with her because they don't have any idea about stroke. And what they really need is physical therapy. And physical therapy in Haiti is pretty unheard of. They don't have physical therapy. So, but one of the other missionary girls who came from Kentucky, she came out and she talked to the translator. We all had translators with us. And she said, I want you to say everything to her that I'm telling you, that she wanted to pray with her. And, excuse me. I was itching. Anyway. So the translator translated everything, and the lady was willing to be prayed over. And then, and so this girl, Diana, she prayed with her. The translator translated the prayer word for word. And then she thanked us. She was hoping that we could do something more than just pray. But I said, God's going to use that prayer somehow. Somehow He's going to use that prayer. You know, I went to Sunday school this morning, Gwen's Sunday school class. It was about how hope dispels despair and illness. And hopefully that prayer will work on her to bring her hope so that she can get better. Another thing that I wanted to tell you, I'm sure the pictures are probably going to, this is downtown, this is the sanitation department in Jacques Mel, and this is the Red Cross. We didn't go inside, but anyway, I'm just digressing here a little bit. But one of the cool things about coming from a group where a bunch of nurses and doctors and nursing assistants are all coming together from different states. We had a doctor from Texas, we had a nurse from Kentucky, we had a nurse practitioner from Minnesota, we had nurses from Chicago and from Peoria, we had nurses, of course, from here. And not only are we all from different states, and suddenly we just work together as a team. I mean, we just unpack, and then we get shown around all the different stations, the medical stations, and where the patients come in and what they do. But we work together as a cohesive team, like almost right away. But also, we come from different religious backgrounds, too. It's very ecumenical. And so the team leader, Saturday evening, he says, okay, tomorrow on the patio we're going to have church. If you want to participate, you can, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. And everybody participated. And he would ask, would you do a certain part in church service? Would you lead the prayer? Or would you read from this, from the scripture? Or, you know, he'd have us do different things. And we didn't have a sermon, but what we did was we shared our stories, different things that we had learned. And one story that I shared, and another thing that I really want to say, this is like the most important thing I want to say, is that when I was there in worship service, you were all there too. And even if you didn't pray for me while I was there, you did pray for me because this is the church body, and I know that the church body was praying for me there because I felt it. Anyway, I was telling a story when I was doing my little part of your going around telling our little stories. And I remember the story that happened when I was in Haiti the previous year. There was a young guy, he was probably in his early 20s, who came to, I was in the triage station at that time. That's one of the first stations that we kind of park and we hear what the diagnosis is of the people who are coming in, so we know where to direct them. We're either going to direct them straight to pharmacy, or we're going to direct them to the lab so they can have a urine test or a blood test, or we can direct them directly to the doctors. And so anyway, this guy came to my triage table, and he came with his mom, and my translator's right there. And he sits next to me, and he holds my hand, and says sweet things to me, and it's like, oh my gosh, there can't be anything wrong with this guy. And I said to the translator, what does he say his ailment is? And he's crazy. I said, he's just been talking sweet to me for 5 minutes. You're telling me that he was saying that he was crazy? No, he's crazy. And then his mom starts saying something, and she's talking in Creole, and she's going on, and she's like flailing her arms and stuff. And I said, so what did she say? And the translator says, she says, he's been like this for 6 months. So it turns out that he thought that he was God. And so I had no idea how to triage this young fella. So I said, well, go ahead and send him off to the providers, to the doctor. So then he goes, and then there was a picture, I don't know if you saw, where there's a whole bunch of people lined up against the wall. Those were all people who were waiting for the next station, who were waiting to see the providers. Anyway, so when my station was about to close up, when we'd seen about as many people as we could see before lunchtime, a lot of us like to help out the other team so that we can all be done at the same time. So I went to go help out in the pharmacy, and I walked into the pharmacy and I said to the pharmacist, Bob, what can I do for you? And he says, well, I just got this funny request. One of the doctors came in and he says, do you have anything for crazy? and he said to the doctor, no, and we're all out of sanity too. So I said, oh, I bet he saw that young guy that I had seen. And he says, but you know, it's funny, I turned around and here's some Haldol right on the counter. I don't know where it came from. It just like materialized. So I think he must have been making that up, but it was so funny. He says, well, let me go talk to the doc and I'll tell him that we've got medication that can help this young fella out. So I went and found the doctor and I said, guess what? Bob found a medication for crazy. So I was telling this story when we were at our little worship service, and the main guy, the CEO guy, the guy who has dedicated his life to the Haitian people for the past 30 years, he says, you know, Lynn, you did see God that day. And we all see God. We see God in everybody that we are missionaries to. And when you guys go to the Abraham house, or when you guys go to the Albright house, or when you guys, whatever you guys do, you guys see God too. I remember one time my boys went to some Bible study or something, and there was a girl there who felt like she had this little spiritual gift of she could see like demons on people's shoulders or something. And I was thinking, that doesn't sound like much of a gift. It's better to see God in people. And I reminded myself of that one time when I was at the grocery store, and there was this guy who had straggly, dirty hair, and his clothes were all dirty, and he must have been a street person or something. He walked by me, and he really smelled bad. And I told myself, maybe that's one of God's angels right there, and I don't even know it. And I think we can all have that missionary spirit. We remember that when we go out to wherever we go, and whoever we see, if we see God in all those people, it'll make us better missionaries, it'll make us better Christians, it'll make us better people. And so I think that's all I wanted to say for you today. Oh, yeah, if you do it after Butch's thing, that would be wonderful. Let me tell you about this song. There was a song that I'd never heard of before that we sang when I was in Haiti at our little worship service. And I just got so choked up I could hardly sing it because it was about being called. And so I had one of the ladies make a copy out of the songbook, and I brought it to Jody, and Jody actually was able to find a better version, or a complete version of accompaniment for it, yeah. So I brought it to our church, and our church was kind enough to get ready to sing it today. And I'm excited to hear it again because I haven't heard it since I was in 8. So we're going to hear Pastor Butch first.
Thank you, Sister Lynn. Exciting, huh?
Yes.
Well, Brother Pastor Butch comes. I know he has lots of stories he can tell as well, and I know he's going to share many of them with us. Brother Butch, God bless you for your ministry. We appreciate it. You appreciate Brother Pastor Butch? I do. Let's give him
I'll be honest with you, I've been so busy this week, like many of you, that I haven't had a lot of time to reflect on the mission trip. In fact, all the photographs that I took while I was there, we turned them in so that we could have a collection of everyone's photographs. And unfortunately, the disc that they gave us I wasn't there when they passed them out, so they're mailing mine from Japan, so I don't know